Aston Villa make it to the 5th round of the FA Cup for the first time since 2015. Oh, sorry, I'm just cooking like how Villa cook Spurs. Guys, before we get into the video, if you do enjoy football and Aston Villa content, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more with notifications on so you don't miss a goddamn thing that we do on this channel. And also, guys, I do have a second channel if you do enjoy fitness and lifestyle content. Be sure to head over to the Healthy Dad Files and subscribe. So as you can see on the screen, I'm going to pop the stats up just above me right there. It does seem like it should have been a little bit more comfortable for Villa than it was. We did win 2-1 thanks to goals from Jacob Ramsey, who is finally back to hitting really, really good form, and Morgan Rogers. But honestly, guys, we should have probably won this game 5 or 6-1, to be honest. We had so many chances to tuck the game away, tuck it into bed, and then just easily snooze into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Obviously, it's Aston Villa. We didn't do that. We made it hard for ourselves, but we did have more possession, 5 more shots, 2 more shots on target, conceded a few more corners than them. Again, the fouls I'm not really too interested in, but from those stats, it looks like a very even game. The 2-1, the equal-ish shots, roughly the same shots on target, but I mean, if any of you watched the game like I did, you will know we really should have blown Spurs away. And there's a couple of things that we're going to talk about later on in this video, specifically, that's just very exciting if you're an Aston Villa fan. Now, of course, there are a lot of positives to take from this game. There was a lot of talk about how many first-team players Spurs had out coming into this game. And yes, they were missing a lot of first-teamers. However, barely 20 minutes into the game, or it might have even been even sooner than that, we were down to a back two, or the centre-back partnership, of Lamar Bagard, a 21-year-old centre-mid by trade, and Boubacar Kamara. Yes, he's one of the best players in this Villa team, but again, he is a central defensive midfielder, not a centre-back, and he's also a right-footer. Emery self-admittedly hates having 2 right-footers at the back, and that was our centre-back partnership for the rest of the game. You know what I mean? This isn't a full-strength Aston Villa team by any stretch of the imagination. Ollie Watkins, our main striker, also injured, missed this game. So the fact that we did manage to dominate the way that we did, and especially in the first half, and again, if we would have taken our chances, would have probably won by 4 or 5 goals, I think is really, really positive signs. So let's get into the player ratings. And as you can see on screen, we have the starting lineup. I don't know why those two are the wrong way around. Apologies, that is on the host, aka me. But here we can see the starting lineup, and there's a couple of people I definitely want to shout out in and amongst this team. So first of all, Emi Martinez having a really tough season this year. Self-admittedly, statistically, he's not the world's number 1 at the moment. Statistically, this season he has just been a little bit off the pace. This game, it was the Emi Martinez that we know. He could have done nothing about the Mateus Tell goal. That was an absolutely fantastic finish. But he kept us in the game really early on with that, I think it was a Son one-on-one. Fantastic save. That's the Emi Martinez we know and love. Kamara and Digne, solid as always. Not really much to say about them. Bagard, I thought he came on for Konsa. Again, makeshift centre-back, 21 years old, only just got into the team. And he done really, really well when he did come on. First big shout-out in the defensive unit is Andres Garcia. I've seen him play 45 minutes against Wolves, 90 minutes against Tottenham. I'm already convinced he's better than Matty Cash. So confident on the ball, takes his man on, puts some really dangerous crosses into the box. If we had the likes of Ollie Watkins playing, I think one of those could have resulted in a serious goal-scoring chance. Defensively, very, very good. Anticipates passes, got a couple of really crucial interceptions. His press was fantastic. His energy was fantastic. His pace was fantastic. Tell barely got past him that whole game, and Tell is one of the brightest 19-year-old wonder kids in the world. I thought that this was almost like a coming of age for Garcia, a kind of nod to Emery to say, you may have bought me from the Secunda division, you may have Matty Cash, but let me tell you, Don Unai, I am ready. And I saw a lot of people on Twitter share the same sentiment as me. Comment down below what you thought about Garcia's performance, but I genuinely, probably, because I expect it from the players further up the pitch, I think Garcia for me was the biggest surprise package of this game. Totally impressive, totally fantastic, totally deserves that rating of 9. So then we move on to our midfield unit, and Youri Tielemans, if you guys watched, oh hello, we have a little cameo right about now in the video. If you watched my last video, you'll see that I said, I feel like Tielemans with all the new offensive signings will be dropped into a deeper position to play alongside Kamara once Mings and Pau Torres are back from injury, and he was doing exactly that but next to John McGinn this game, and he proved that no matter where you play him on the pitch, he is fantastic. He was an outlet for Kamara and Bagard, Garcia and Digne to pass to the entire game. Some really impressive passes, splitting the lines. A typical Youri Tielemans performance. I'm so glad that I got him on the back of my home shirt this season, because my other shirt was Bailey and then my third kit was John Duran. But Youri Tielemans, he has not let me down this season. I think he's been one of our most outstanding players. Totally deserved that, and proved again to Emery, proved to the fans, he can play in that slightly deeper role. John McGinn, a lot of talk, including from me, that perhaps he's not good enough to consistently get into our starting lineup. Well, on the basis of today's performance, he bloody well is, because that was absolutely fantastic. I thought he played out of his skin. Really, really good captain's performance from him right until the end. On the left-hand side, Jacob Ramsey, finally. This is the Jacob Ramsey that we saw a couple of seasons ago. Got his goal. Did he get an assist for the second one? I can't even remember. No, he got tackled and back to Rodgers, but fantastic. This is the Ramsey that we've been waiting to see. Taking his man on, getting back defensively, getting stuck in. He's a physical unit. He looks very big on the football pitch. I think he's about 6 foot. Very, very good from Ramsey. Very, very good. Rodgers, it's a 10 out of 10 performance from Morgan Rodgers. How many times have we said that already this season? How many times are we going to say that this season? Probably countless. You won't expect it from him now. He's an absolutely outstanding footballer. And I feel honoured to watch him in a Villa shirt. I really, really do. And then on the right-hand side, another shout out for me. Since we've signed Donyell Malen, and now obviously we've signed Asensio and Marcus Rashford, and we will be getting onto those very, very soon, I think Leon Bailey has really upped his game. And this game against Tottenham for me was almost like another nod to Unai Emery to say, you want to drop me, mate? This is what I can do. Fantastic. Played a crucial part in getting our second goal. Held the ball up really, really well in the box. Lovely layoff to Donyell Malen, who then put it across, obviously leading to Rodgers getting that little toe poke. I thought Bailey was absolutely fantastic this game. Really interesting to see how well he linked up with Andres Garcia as well. And with Asensio being included in our Champions League squad and Malen being left out, it leaves Bailey in a bit of an awkward situation, right? Because where is he going to get a majority of his game time? You'd assume Malen will be playing in the Premier League, considering he's been left out of the Champions League squad. You'd imagine maybe Asensio is going to be favoured over Bailey on the right-hand side in the Champions League. Very, very interesting. Clearly a player with a point to prove. And this is exactly what I said a few videos ago. When I talked about the signing of Malen, I said, I hope it leads to a situation where him and Bailey are just constantly up in their levels, fighting for that spot. It looks like it's doing exactly that. And then moving on to Malen, again, didn't get his goal today, played a big part in the second goal for Villa. Lovely ball across the box. Had a couple of really good opportunities in the game. He's getting back up to speed in the Premier League, playing against Premier League opposition. I thought he looked really, really promising. Bundles of energy, got stuck in. He was fantastic at making runs in behind the line, exactly what Ollie Watkins does. A really promising performance in terms of how I think he could progress in an Aston Villa shirt. But obviously, you came for the Asensio and Rashford talk, so let's get on to them. So we go 2-0 up, and then we bring on Marcus Rashford and Marcos Asensio, and I'll throw up some clips next to me on the screen of some of the one-touch football that Villa were playing when these two came on. It was almost like an injection of confidence into our other players. The Asensio and Marcus Rodgers link-up was insane. I actually really thought that Digne and Rashford and Ramsey clicked really, really well down the left-hand side. Some lovely one-touch triangles being played between those two, 3 rather. And you'll notice on the screen that I've put a specific 4 players. And now Malen could have very easily been included in this, but obviously him and Bailey came off. They were on the bench whilst all of this was going on. We had a front 4 of Ramsey, Rashford, Rodgers and Asensio, the 3 R's and an A in there as well. No, that is awful. No one clipped that. But those 4 up front, the play with the likes of Tielemans in behind them as well was just sensational. Didn't end in a goal. It could have. Rashford had a couple of good opportunities later on in the game. Rodgers had a good opportunity after a lovely bit of play with Asensio where they nutmegged poor Archie Gray, I think it was, twice. It was honestly like watching Ultimate Team. If you had a team full of icons and you were in Division 5, it was incredible to watch. I've never seen such a free-flowing Villa under Emery, and that includes last season. For a 20-minute period, Tottenham genuinely couldn't get near us, and the quality just shone through. I thought Rashford was really, really promising as well, closing down, from the front foot, defending from the front. Got a little cheeky nutmeg on Pedro Porro. Asensio just looked like he oozed quality as soon as he came onto that pitch. And, the main thing that I'm taking away from this game is we're respecting the FA Cup. And it looks like, given other results, yes, Man City are through, but they're a poor Man City side. Manchester United are through. They're a poor Manchester United side. Chelsea are out. Liverpool are out. There's a big opportunity for Aston Villa this season to perhaps bring some silverware to Villa Park. And if this game is anything to go by, the rest of the season is going to be very, very exciting. Because when you sprinkle a few first teamers back into the mix, I'm thinking Onana, Barkley, Pau Torres, Mings, Watkins. It's a fantastic time to be an Aston Villa fan. And we will see how this team will erupt in the Premier League this Saturday against Ipswich. Leave your comments down below. What did you think of the Tottenham game? And as always, guys, stay well, stay healthy, and subscribe.